Hello everybody, my name is Nagesh and I have created an application that allow employees to submit feedback towards each other performance. So this is our home page displaying employee review system and with our URL localhost 3000. If you click on this login button, you will route towards the localhost 3000 login as. Here are two buttons provided, login as admin or login as employee. You can also revert back to the previous route. If you click on login as an admin, the route of the page will change to localhost 3000 to login as admin. And if you enter your admin ID and password, you will direct it to a new URL, login 3000 and localhost 3000 admin page slash the name of the admin. So you can see on this page, there is a nav bar and a small box displaying the profile picture of the admin and the name of the admin. So at the admin side, you can see there are multiple options provided to the admin. That is the employee performance reviews and assign performance review. By clicking on the employee, you can see I can add employee, view employee, or update employee, or remove employee. If I click on the view employee, it will display the list of employee inside our organization. These are the dummy details which resides at the MongoDB. And you can see currently it only have 1 2 3 5 employees. And if I click on add employee and suppose I created a dummy employee like 77 employee name like p some quality, creating a fake password for him. So you see after submitting the form, it is showing that employee has been created with the email ID 77, name 40, employee password 77. And if I click on view employee, you can see here is the employee added with displaying his employee ID, name, and setting his admin status to false. Here I can also, if I desire, I can also update his record. Suppose I want to change his name, so I have to enter the email ID, some previous record. I can also change his admin status if I set it to true and change it and I have to 177 and let her name be Shelly SHLY. And if I submit it, you can see my employee ID Shelly, my employee name, and the administration has been changed. Similarly, if I click on the remove employee, if I click on this, the employee will be removed from the list. On this performance review side, here I can add the performance review, meaning the performance review questions. Here I can provide the form name, suppose like any form name, um, March review or Quati, let it be Quati PWRT by Quati reviews REVIEWS. Here I can submit as much number of question I want to add. Suppose I add some dummy question. Suppose I added these two questions and I am submitting it. So it is displaying a small animation saying that your form has been submitted. And if I now want to see the list of performance reviews that has been created by the admin, by clicking on this, these are the some dummy performance reviews that have been previously created. Jan review, February review, March review, and this is the quarterly reviews, the one that we have just created. So if you want to click on it, it will show the questions that we have added these question. Similarly, I can also see if there are any reviews that had been submitted by the employee. Currently, none has been employed, so it is showing no reviews. We will move further and see about it. And here I can also, if desired, I can also remove it. Suppose I want to remove this quarterly review, so I can here just click and it will be removed from my list. Here I can assign also. I can assign my list. This currently I have only these three. Suppose I've added a new one and let it be April April review REVIEW, and the question is uh, anything like let it be a dumb question, anything like again some dummy question. So it is again showing the animation, page animation. Well, moving on, you can see if I click on the assign performance, here is our apparel review and I can assign it to anyone. Suppose I created a new employee. Let me say, let the employee be 55 number and the employee name be Shelly, Shelly, and the password be that same only. If I click on this, you can see the Shelly has been added here, and I want to uh, assign this performance review to Shelly, so I will submit it. And suppose I want to assign one more to her, so here I can go and can select like we want to assign her March review also, so it will be submitted. Okay, then like let me log out. So here we log in. We are again going to log in as this time we are going to log in as employee, and the employee ID was 55. The password was also 55. If you click on it, it will showing Shelly. And if I click on this view performance review list, then these two lists will be appear. That is the March review and the April review, and you will see here our question for the March, and here is the question for the April. Those dummy questions you can answer as like I answering the data running currently, and if I'm submitting it similarly for the March review. Okay, and once the data have been submitted, you cannot submit it again. If you try to submit it again, a message will appear stating that you have already. Suppose if I want to again want to submit this form, the message will appear just like you have already submitted the form. Okay, and let's see towards the admin side. If I click on the admin side, I can see if there was any review were submitted. It is showing that two review were submitted. That one, both of them were by Shelly, and the April review and the March review. I can also see these were the question asked on the April reviews, and those are her answers immediately for the March reviews. So let's see towards the coding side how did I did it. So these are the files that store the code. This one my app is for the front end part and the API contains the backend part. Let's see the front end first. So for the front end I'm using React.js, and inside that I have used React Router DOM, so I can route my user to different DOM parts or the different router paths. So the main path, all the paths are wrapped inside the route, you can see. So this one here is for my home page. You can see like where we were login as an admin or login as employee. At the admin page or the at the admin side, these were the routes that were controlling employer. This suppose this group of route was performing the employer related routes, and these routes are related towards the performance, and these only two routes are used at the employee page. At the API, at the backend, because backend is the main part, because all the logical happening at the backend side only. So the structure which I've created for the backend is like this. Here is a config code folder. Inside the config folder, I am just creating a connection with my database. I've created a controller function or a route. Inside the route folder, I have just to, you can see at the index.js I'm using the app router, and inside the route folder I've just you can say specified different paths. I've created different paths that suppose if admin is making any call, then is /admin/admin route, and if you move towards the admin route, you can see then these our request, that is like view employee, update employee, either remove employee. So these were the all the routes that I created. Similarly at the employee side, that here we are seeing all the reviews. We are checking here if the reviews has been filled by the user or not. This one is responsible for submitting the reviews. This one is to check the record, and this one is to check all the performance related question that has been asked by the admin to fill us. And similarly, and there this is a controller function where we have defined all the control action. Suppose if we want to sign up, so here's the sign up employee. If you want to log in, then log in as admin or log in employee. So this is the control function that is handling at the admin side a lot of our thing was happening. So this is the login. Oh, so this is like we are viewing the employee, updating the employee. So these are all their different logic. We were removing employee, we were submitting the performance. After creating the performance, we were also submitting that. If you want to add any performance, if you want to see all the performance that has been created by the admin, if you want to remove an performance, similarly view from an employee. And that was the assigned performance. This is one is responsible for assigning the performance to the towards the employee. So thank you for watching.